have acquired such disposition, the goddess of fortune does not leave me, even though I have no attachment for her, and others praise her beauty and observe sacred vows to secure from her even a slight favor. So yeah, he says, my lotus feet are so wonderful, even Lakshmi comes to me. She doesn't go to everyone. And so yeah, so in the purport of this 316.7, Prabhupada says the relationship between the Lord and his devotee is transcendently beautiful. As the devotee thinks it is due to being a devotee, he is elevated. So the Lord thinks, oh, it's because his devotion to the servant, his transcendental glories have increased. So that's what Krishna says. Yeah, because of my devotee, that's why my lotus feet are so attractive. That's what Krishna says. And so Prabhupada, he did that. He glorified Krishna so much that almost everyone has heard Krishna's name all over the world. Probably never took any credit. So there's a competition between Krishna and his devotee serve the other more. So then in 1960, centennial for Srila Prabhupada's appearance, so the devotees were just glorifying Prabhupada the whole year and doing special things to please Prabhupada and to glorify him. So that was the centennial. So let's see. So how can we conquer Krishna, make relationship with Krishna? Well, first of all, we should have the desire to have a relationship with Krishna. So why? Why should we make a relationship with Krishna? Well, first, Krishna is Satchidananda. He's always there, and we are always there too. We're eternal. So second of all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that he is everything. Janaka Janani Daito Tanai Prabhu Guru Pati Tuhu Sarva Moy. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he prays that you are my mother, my father, my dear one, my child, my Prabhu, my Guru, my husband, everything you are to me. So whatever you're looking for, we want, you want to be a mother or a friend, you want a friend, or you have, Krishna's the best one to have that relationship with because it's eternal and you won't lose it. Your kid may go away from home, or your husband may go away from home, or you can lose it in this world. And so Krishna won't do that. You keep Krishna for your husband, for your child. And because we're eternal and we're not satisfied with temporary relationships here. And Krishna has all the qualities we're looking for in a relationship. So in the Bhagavatam 10:14-7, this is another prayer of Krishna. It is said, in time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count all the atoms of the earth, particles of snow, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun, the stars in the sky, and other luminaries. But among these learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you, Krishna? So Sanatana Goswami explains that the Lord manifests a specific spiritual quality for the benefit of each living entity. So did you know that Krishna has a special quality for each and every one of us that will attract us to him? Something special about him that we like, and only for us. And it's not like he gives the same one to everyone. Everyone gets a different one. So Sanatana Goswami says, since there are innumerable living entities in the confines of material creation, the Lord manifests infinite qualities. So every conditioned soul can appreciate the Supreme Lord in a particular way, because Krishna gives himself. So the residents of Vrindavan were overwhelmed in loving service to Krishna. Therefore, they were the most fortunate, most intelligent, and most pragmatic of all living beings. So if you read the Uddhava Gita in 11th canto, the whole Gita is about telling you the difference between matter and spirit, the soul and the body, material and spiritual. So then the end of that, there is a verse which is very, very nice for us, where Krishna says this process is the supreme intelligence of the intelligent and cleverness of the most clever, for by following it, one can in this very life make use of the temporary and unreal to achieve me, the eternal reality. So we have our bodies. They're temporary, they're unreal, because they're going to go away. Can't keep them. So if we take these bodies and trade it in, what do we get? We get Krishna. So that's really a good deal. You trade in this material body, you use it for his service, and then you conquer him and you get Krishna. And Prabhupada also said we have a bank account, spiritual bank account, and if it becomes full, we can purchase Krishna. So there you go. So we trade in our useless bodies for Krishna. So Krishna's reality, we are reality, the holy name is only reality. So we chant and make our relationship with Krishna. His Holiness Satchidananda Swami said, if we keep on chanting and thinking, where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? Then one day Krishna will come in the holy name and say, here I am, here I am. And so we're looking for that day when we will experience Krishna in the holy name. So Shri Krishna Sankirtan, that's our movement. And I can just conclude with one story about a person who was waving to the Harinam party. So Harinam was going, and this person was waving. And then this person had a near-death experience. So then the person went to Yamraj. Yamraj said, "Oh, you are sinful. You must suffer. You must get punished." And then he asked Chitragupta any good thing this person did in their life. And Chitragupta said, yes, he waved to the Harinam party. So Yamraj said, how many times? And the whole court was silent. So then Yamraj let the person come back and join the movement. So there you go. There are so many stories about that. So, I would stop here. And so if you have any questions, you can ask at this time. I do have another thing I forgot to tell you. In Govardhan Leela, Krishna was giving arguments to his father why he shouldn't worship Indra. So, and they didn't want to listen. They said, no, we have to worship Indra for rain. We're farmers. We need rain. And so Krishna wanted them to worship Govardhan. Here we have our Giriraj, which was Krishna himself. So it was actually a battle of love. The Brijbasis, they didn't care about all his arguments. They just loved Krishna and wanted to do what he says. So who would win this battle? This time it was Krishna who won. He defeated his father's arguments, and he was able to. They were worshiping the cows and the brahmanas in Govardhan Hill. So when Krishna plays with his cowherd friends, sometimes he loses the game, and he has to carry someone on his shoulders. So there is a story in Vrindavan from the Brijbasis. So you can accept everyone. That one time Krishna lost the game, and he was supposed to carry someone on his shoulders, but he really didn't want to do it. He was tired. He said, no, I can't do it today. No, I can't. And so his friends were saying, come on, you can't get out of it. You have to carry someone. So Krishna said, anyway, I'm God. I'm Narayani. That's why. And they said, oh, yeah, prove it. So he showed, there's my form in the spiritual sky, people worshiping him. And then the form went away, and his cowherd didn't even his cowherd boyfriends, they didn't carry, but they said, okay, tomorrow you have to carry. Today you can get out of it. But so their love, you couldn't stop their love, even though they had that vision of him. Okay. So kind of Krishna conquered, but then they also conquered at the same time. He said, no, you don't get away with it tomorrow. So they weren't impressed. by his Narayani feature at all. Okay, I'll stop here now if there's any questions or comments. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Will you kindly let us hear some pastime of Srila Prabhupada that you or follow that you like?
With me?
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. Well, it's easier to remember with me. So I can just share. I'll share a couple. When I was Pujari for 7 years in Calcutta temple in India. So we had Radha Govinda, Gaur Radha Govinda one side, Jagannath other side, two altars. And behind the deities there was an open window. And bees were coming in from that window to get the flowers. Because I had a very amazing flower arrangement. I had somebody was donating every day 50 garlands for 6 deities. So they were completely covered with, and all different, 4 kinds of champa, jasmine, rose, everything, all of them. What is that one? Gandharaj, I can't remember the gardenias, everything we had. And not only did we have 50 garlands, every day, 144 lotus flowers, big ones, 144 roses. And so, that we had such opulence of flowers. So the bees were coming to the flowers. And on Radha Govinda's side, big bumblebees were coming. They would circumambulate the deities and then go in the lotus flowers. Sometime I put one on Krishna's food, they go into that lotus flower on Krishna's food. And on Jagannath's side, there were small bees. And they were just sitting on the garlands the whole time. Just like in Vaikuntha, you hear that the Lord's garlands, there's bumblebees. There's bees sitting. So the bumblebees were on Radha Govinda's side and the small bees on Jagannath's side. So Prabhupada saw that and he said, when the bees are coming to the deities, that means Krishna is pleased with the worship. And so that was one thing. Another time, I was doing Mangalarti, and there was no separation between the deities and the devotees, just like a chain. That was the separation between me and the rest of the devotees. So I was doing Mangalarti, and then I turned around with the ghee lamp, and Prabhupada was standing right there behind me, maybe 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches. And so I was really confused. I said, okay, should I offer puja or should I just give him the ghee lamp? So I think I did a quick puja and I gave him ghee lamp. So whole Manga Arti, he was standing behind me, watching me. And I was very nervous. I was very focused. And then after that, I thought, well, I should do all my service like that. Prabhupada standing right behind me and watching me. Yeah, so that was quite nice. What else? Small one. I was also typing for Srila Prabhupada. So when he would come to Calcutta, I would type books for him. And one time he came on his way to Mayapur, 1973. His Sanskrit editor saw me and he knew me from Boston. I was typing Bhagavad Gita. And he said, Prabhupada wants to do Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all you have to do is learn Bengali. And we're leaving tomorrow. You have to learn to read. I said, no problem. Give me the book. I learned 2 hours. Off I went to sit with Prabhupada. You do anything to be with Prabhupada. Well, the first day I joined, they gave me Ishopanishad. Okay, you have to read Sanskrit because you have to transliterate for Bhagavad Gita. And so I learned it also when I joined. So he knew me. And off I was to Mayapur. And we were living, I just saw a recent picture on Facebook of Mayapur in 1973. The guest house, Lotus Guest House, was under construction. It was up, completely up. But there was, we were living there in the construction site. There were no windows, just holes in the wall. And doors were there without handles. So then, the huge wind would come and blow the door open, and what could we do? So then, ladies' ashram, we had no door. We had to go through the next room to get to the door, and we were up on the first floor. But there was no floor on the next room, so we had to walk on a plank to get to the door to go out. So it was very austere. There were bathrooms, but there were no pipes yet, so couldn't use them. We had to go in some faraway dark place, and oh, well, yeah, the ladies were too scared, so we just went close to the building. Anyway, yeah. So one time I was there typing, and I was on the dictaphone. Prabhupada was dictating Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I had this big Bengali whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, one book open, and it was all in Bengali. So I would hear Prabhupada say the Bengali, I would read in the book, and I would type it into English, like transliteration. It's because I learned to read Bengali. So Prabhupada saw me typing in my hole in the wall, and it was not the ladies' ashram, it was a different room. And he said, so, you know Bengali? I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada. I didn't know anything, but I could read. So he said, come to my room. So I went. He said, so, you know Bengali? Yes, Prabhupada. So he said to me, I want you to learn how to type on a Bengali typewriter. And we will do many books together. I said, okay, I was learning to type when Brahmachari was teaching me. And so I said to the Brahmachari, I said, look, you don't have to look, you just remember where the keys are. You don't have to look at the keys. You just look at the paper and type. And so he said to me, oh, now I understand what Prabhupada said to me. Prabhupada said, you teach her and you also learn from her. So I was teaching him touch typing in Bengali. Anyway, so, but it never happened. I didn't travel. I thought, well, I'll travel with Prabhupada. No, because while I was in Mayapur, and meanwhile in Calcutta, they were getting a new temple president, Gargamuni, and all the pujaris ran away from the temple. So I had to go back and be the head pujari. So, yeah, take care of the deities. So, yeah, Prabhupada, it happened. I started writing books with Prabhupada's inspiration. And yeah, it happened. And so, yeah, those are some of the things that happened to me. I was in India, mostly India, 7 years, 72 to 79, yeah. Before that, I was in America. I joined in USA. I saw him in 71 for the first time. I joined in 70. And I saw him in 71 at the airport, and I was following behind him. And I thought, now I feel like I belong. My whole life I didn't belong in my family. I didn't belong in the school. I didn't belong in the college. When I was 10, I looked at the kids. I said, I don't know where I come from. Maybe from another country, or maybe from another planet. But one thing I know is I'm not one of them. I'm not American. I'm not from here. And so when I met Prabhupada, yes, this is where I belong. This is my home. Finally, I found somewhere I can belong. Girl Scouts, I didn't, nowhere. Even school, they gave us, okay, here's all the careers. You should choose one of these. I don't want any of those careers. So I became one that wasn't on the list, a musician. Wasn't on the list of careers. So I chose to be a musician, into music school. But yeah, that was Prabhupada's influence. He told my husband and I'm sending, well, actually, he asked for devotees from every temple to go to India. And Satsut Maharaj said, I'm sending you to India. And we had to hitchhike to New York. And New York, they were merciful and let us collect for a ticket, selling this little pamphlet on chanting Hare Krishna. Now, you may have that for your Harinam party. So we were selling that little thing for 25 cents. In 3 weeks, we got our $300 one-way ticket, each of us, so $600 for two. And we went, and at least I didn't go back. But then I started preaching, so then yeah, 10 years I was there. And then I went back to do some typing also for Linamrita. And then I came back to India in 83. So yeah, that's, any other questions from the class or? No questions. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It says control.
Control the mind.
Yeah, but Krishna has control of devotees and devotees have control. But what does it mean actually?
What does it mean?
Control.
Control.
Yeah, what is it based on, this control of Krishna?
Well, it's based on love. So Krishna is controlled by love. I believe in the Prabhupada. Prabhupada does explain that question. If I can find it. Yeah, it's based on love. Only pure devotees can conquer him. I'm just looking if I can find the statement. So no other desires. You have to have free from material karma and gyan. He is conquered. Yeah, basically it's based on love. The Brijvasis, they loved Krishna. And so they could conquer him. They could control him. And the control is that, they would love him. That was their control. They would bathe him. They would feed him. They would play with him. The cowherd boys would play with him. So it's based on how they loved him. And the gopis would dance with him, and they would eat with him. His family and cowherd boys, parents and friends would eat with him. And everyone had a different way to love him. And so he liked all of that different kinds of love. Like here, everything, they say here, love makes the world go round, but it's not love. It's lust makes the world go round. Actually, you want something, and you make a deal with somebody else, and yeah. So you give and take with them. Of course, we follow instruction. The dati patgrinati vichite, that you give prasad, you give Krishna, you eat prasad, or with other devotees, you give prasad from them, and then you give a present or you accept a present, or you reveal your mind confidentially, or you also can help others who reveal their mind to you. So these are, so these are the ways to conquer Krishna. It has to be with your love and devotion. Love means active. You don't just, you can, Vandanam is one of the ways that we love Krishna. You can say prayers, and that way you can love Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada talks about love as being active. So devotional service. So devotion is there along with service. So the two go together. Yeah, and that's how you control. So your control is that, as I said, you feed him and you cook for him. That's how you control him. And he controls you by giving you prasadam, and also maybe perhaps inspiring you what to cook for him. You make it an inspiration. The cook may get inspiration. Oh, Krishna wants this today. Let me cook it. Yeah, so you get inspiration. It was so funny. When I was at the airport, I had a desire to change money from Swedish to American. So I was in a wheelchair, and the guy said, my gate was C, gate C. He said, no, the place to change is gate F. It's too far away from C. So he took me all the way to C. And as soon as we got there, I said, your gate has changed to F. So we went double the way, all the way from C, and then to the meeting place, and then to F. So I thought, that's interesting. Very interesting. I was in the wheelchair, so I didn't have to walk it. But I thought there was, what's going on here? Krishna fulfilled my desire. I wish you would fulfill my spiritual desires too. But I thought, okay, I'll do it at the Finnish airport. When I get to Finland, I'll change the money. He said that was the only place in the airport where I could change. And I ended up there on the way to my gate. So that was a really interesting thing that happened. Yeah. Any other questions? What time is the class supposed to end?
I mean, this is a regular time to end for.
This is the regular time.
Yeah.
But the offering is still on the altar.
Yeah,
So-
it's also, I mean.
Depends,
Depends.
not fixed time. Okay. Okay. So any other questions? Nobody has questions today. I can think of one story. Sometimes Prabhupada would praise us, sometimes Prabhupada would chastise us. I got both. So it was very interesting how he would chastise, because in Calcutta, most of the time the water was off and the lights were off. So because the lights were off, we had these big, gigantic ghee lamps like that, but big size, like 4 feet. I guess a meter, a little more than a meter. And they were always on. So one time Prabhupada came and he looked at the ghee lamps. He said, "Why are those ghee lamps so dirty? Who has done this?" And we have to go personally. We're the pujaris, yes. And you don't want to be there, but you can't avoid. No, yeah, he chastised. He also praises. So one time it was Darshanarti, and he came with a lot of sannyasis. I think he was on his way from Mayapur. He would come from or to Mayapur through Calcutta, because that time you couldn't get taxis from the airport. You had to go first to Calcutta and then drive from Calcutta. No taxis would go to the airport from Mayapur or even from Calcutta. So darshan, while I was dressing the deities, people kept bringing me so many garlands. So I'm putting them everywhere. It was like full, like the whole altar was full of garlands. So Prabhupada at darshan, he was very impressed. He liked it. And so he called us up, my husband and I, and he said, "Thank you very much for dressing." He said Radha Madhava, oh, they were Radha Govinda. He said, "For dressing Radha Madhava so nicely." And then after the class, Prabhupada's class, one sannyasi, he was surrounded by like 6, 7 sannyasis around Vyasasan. And one came up to us and said, "Did you hear what Prabhupada said when you were offering obeisances?" We said, "No." He said, "Prabhupada said, be blessed." So we got the blessing of Prabhupada. And of course, we were, in our 20s, so you can't just, you got the blessing of the Guru, that's it. Your life is perfect, but, we couldn't just retire at the age of 25, 26. So next day I understood, no, today I have to earn the blessings again. I have to keep earning every day blessings from Prabhupada. So he would praise us, he would chastise us. And, that was life with Srila Prabhupada. I was in India the whole time he was on this planet. Okay, so I guess we will stop here. Bhagavatam Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Praise Narayani Mataji ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Very wonderful lecture. Thank you. And tomorrow.